Basically, you guys all know the mission by now. We got to move into Mount Doom, and we got to find ourselves a HVT by the name of Mullah Shahzada. Uh, what we're going to attempt on this one is we are going to attempt to close in and take the ground that the enemy are located on Mount Doom, and we are going to attempt to either capture or kill Mullah Shahzada. Now, the way you can identify Mullah Shahzada is that he is carrying an AKD weapon with him. He's possibly wearing a black turban. He's got a fatigue vest, whether it be woodland camo or urban camo. He's an older male who has got a white goatee on, possibly a scar on his left eye. He's also got an ammo belt across his chest. And the way we can identify his body, whether he's dead or alive, when we get up to him, is he'll have funds, a map, and photos on his person. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to attempt to try to get him alive, but chances are that may not happen, considering he's a diehard and he will fight to the end. So once we identify his body, if he does get killed, we're going to put him in a body bag and we're going to attempt to bring him back to Branca as well. So we'll need positive identification on this guy for to make sure that he is dead, and we will bring him back. In order to capture him, you'll have to sneak up on him and using your ace interaction, basically use the search and disarm option. But I suspect that this guy's going to go down fighting. So we'll have to look for the bodies afterwards and try to identify him. All right, now the enemy that you'll be facing is basically the same as what we've been facing all along, insurgents. I'd expect these insurgents to have possibly mortars, heavy machine guns. There could be a chance of an AGS up there, multiple AAs, possibly IEDs all around the terrain, snipers, possible bunkers, and fortified positions. It's probably going to be a numerous foe, so I do not expect us to take ground quickly. I expect this to be a long, hard fight. At our disposal, we'll have 1x810 as well as 1x155 millimeter howitzer to call upon. So we'll try to focus those assets on any dug-in enemy or fortifications. As for the terrain, it's fairly obvious. We're going to be fighting in the mountains. The terrain mostly elevates itself to the northwest of Mount Doom. Off to the east, it's fairly level, give or take 200 meters or so. So right down to the basic plan. What we're going to do here is we're going to have everyone mount up in the Chinook. The Chinook is going to bring us towards LZ X-ray. It's going to follow the path of the... It's going to follow along the map towards the east, avoiding the villages that are southeast of our position, and it's going to approach LZ X-ray from the northeast. Once we hit LZ X-ray, you guys are going to fast rope out of the Chinook, and you're going to hold in position until the Chinook takes off, and then after that you guys are going to proceed following your series of waypoints. Just as mentioned before, there's IEDs, all kinds of dangers, so you guys are going to have to make sure that the route basically up to Mike 2 and the village is clear of all IEDs and ambushes. So keep your eyes open at all times and your head on a swivel at all times. The enemy could be anywhere and everywhere. Once that is completed and the platoon is basically up to waypoint 2, we're going to see if we can start bringing in strikers up to Mike 2. The strikers are going to hold extra ammo, javelins, 240s. We're going to see if we can get basically a 40 millimeter striker as well as a 50 cal striker up to Mike 2 to provide base of fire and to use as fire support from up there. At Mike 2, we will be able to see basically the entire area to the west of Mike 2. That includes Mount Doom and the surrounding mountains to its northwest. Now from there on, it's basically going to be Beta's show. He's going to be in charge of the platoon. You guys are going to be following the series of waypoints to fight your way to get closer to Mount Doom. Once you get up to your waypoint 7 LOA, that is basically waypoint 7 limit of advance. From there, we're going to probably hash out a new plan, and what we'll have to attempt to do on that one is possibly send 1 or 2 squads to take the high ground to the north of Mount Doom, while we send in another squad to move in to possibly assault and clean up Mount Doom. In my opinion, it's going to be important that we secure some of that high ground northwest of Mount Doom. That way we can provide an overwatch onto Mount Doom, and as well as possibly act as a blocking force to repel any enemy reinforcements coming in from the mountains to the from the west or basically from the north area, as well as get eyes on the west part of Mount Doom, so that way whenever the attacking element moves in there, they'll have some eyes on towards the west, and they won't be completely blind. Once all that is completed, we are going to see if we can get a positive identification on the HVT, secure his body if need be, and as well, if we take any friendly casualties, we'll secure their bodies and see if we can bring them back possibly to Mike 2 or to a open area where we can load them onto a Chinook or a helicopter and bring them back to base. Once the operation and all the enemy have seemed to be completed or defeated at Mount Doom, we'll have everyone mount back up into the Chinook, and then after that return to Camp Branca. So just one thing for the CCP, the casualties. If you got a friendly that goes down and he's KIA, take whatever important equipment he has off of him, being medical supplies and possibly JAF tubes if he's got them, whatever's important, and take his body bag and use his body bag to put him in the body bag. After that, just drag him to a CCP. If you got one guy down and another one down 100 meters away, you guys don't have to focus on dragging them both in the same spot. Just keep them somewhere where we know they are. After that, we'll come back for the bodies when the area is pretty much clear. That's basically all I can think of for you guys. Stay alive, because the trip back is going to be a long one, so use your wits, stay behind cover, stay alive, stay alert, and that's pretty much all I got. Does anybody have anything to add or any questions?
Hoorah!
Also, Paul.
Hoorah!
Yeah, I got a question. Who's bringing the one ring?
Matt,
Frodo.
Also, Paul has a question.
Lieutenant Colonel Frodo.
Ah, excellent.
The rings.
Okay, Reddish, go ahead, step up. I can hardly hear you.
Well, first you can take the body bags back to the strike and load them in, but what's the ROV, and do we have any intel on civilians in the area?
There should be no civilians in the area, but maybe a bit of civs in Machafazar. That is unknown at this time, but anyone who is not armed, just as always, you do not shoot them, but anyone carrying a weapon on this operation is considered hostile. From on a company level, you guys are weapons green. So anything you see that is hostile, anything carrying a weapon is to be shot. One other thing, when you guys move into that little village of Machafazar, make sure you watch the buildings for IEDs. There could be IEDs inside of these things, so be thorough, check your corners, proceed with caution, don't rush things. If you see an IED, above all, do not run up and kick it just to see what happens. If it's got an ID, mark it, get away from it, and we'll sort it out from there.
As no suggestion, you could use the strikers as places to store the body bags from friendly casualties.
Yeah, what we'll attempt to do on this one is once the area is secure, we'll move in a vehicle to pick up some of these bodies, bring them back to Mike 2, and then after that load them up, either load them up in the Chinook or just have the Chinook take the vehicle back to base and unload them that way. That'll be sorted out as the game progresses. Alright, any other questions?
Okay, so, what do you want Broadsword 4 doing with this?
Broadsword 4, what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to wait for the troops to get their boots on the ground first, and then after that the Chinook's going to come back, sling load the striker, and then bring it back to the LZ. So I'm going to want at least one of your guys to stay back so you can sling rope the Chinook to the or sling rope the striker to the Chinook, and I'm going to want one of your guys to move with the troops at LZ X-ray, so whenever the striker touches down, you can jump up in it and start bringing it to Mike 2.
Yeah.
We are also going to do the same thing with a 5-ton. So Verox, after you get the 2 strikers basically at LZ X-ray, bring a 5-ton there as well. The 5-ton's going to have some extra ammo as well, so we'll use that as our ammo truck and bring that up to Mike 2. Mike 2 is basically going to be our new home.
He melted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're not all gonna fit in the Chinook, so we're gonna need to do at least 2 lifts.
You will.
We'll see. We'll try to fit as many as we can. After that, we'll see what we got for leftovers.
Can you remark LZ X-ray? I do not have that marker. I don't have any markers right now, actually.
It's fine, as long as we know where they're going. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-4. 10-
I don't know where I'm
Well,
going.
I'll remark LZ X-ray real quick when whenever all the wheels start going in motion here. All right. Does
Raj.
anyone have any more questions?
How will you identify the HVT if he's exploded?
Yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, I've already gave a description of
He
him.
gave like a 10
I
minute
know, but what if
description.
he's exploded?
Hey,
He's a body person.
guys.
You can fuck
All right.
off.
All right. Anything else? All right, second platoon, go ahead and get you guys in that Chinook. Verox, keep that thing spooled down until everyone's ready to lift off. Make sure one of you guys has got a fast rope to drop, and let me know when you're good to go.
Alright, Falcon, take care of the fast rope. Get the
Roger.
platoon formed up outside the
Done.
Chinook. Don't board yet. We're gonna sort out
Roger.
our loading plan. I'm just gonna talk to them.
Alright, listen up. Alright, 2 platoon. Listen up, squad leaders. Get your guys in file
Hey, militants.
outside the platoon. Order of march, 1 squad, 2 squad, 3 squad. Let's go.